gentlemen, this episode of the Shoot Brothers podcast is dedicated to the memory of the late, great Norm Macdonald. Canadian legend and wrestling fan, maybe. But this is a Canadian podcast, Canadian content. So we're always looking out for our Canadian brothers. And we lost a great one yesterday. Doesn't matter. Yeah, what do you think? Would Norm like wrestling?
Of course. Who does? I mean, at the end of the day, professional wrestling is all about storytelling. It's all about crowd entertainment. And I think those are two things that any performer can really draw from.
Yeah, you know, the professional wrestling. Yeah, you know, two bunch of guys, sweaty, sounds kind of gay, but, you know. No, rest in peace, Norm. We are the Shoot Brothers Wrestling Podcast, hosted by myself, Mike the Shoot Shepherd, Cameron, Thunderstorm, Osborne.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. There was a lot of banging going on. This was a big week in professional wrestling. There was some title changes, some relinquishes, some rebranding. Everything was going on.
That is right, Mike. This is going to be one of those weeks that we look back on in the history books. Not only are we fresh off the heels of All Out, which is still in all of our minds. I texted you the other day, bros. Bucks got five and a quarter. 5 1/4 or 5 3/4? I think it was just 5 1/4.
Okay,
was it 5 3/4? Is that what I texted you?
It was over 5.
I think so. It was over 5, but still not, you know, on that the Bucks Omega Page match. That's the 6. That's the big 6 right there. But
well,
what?
It was 5.75, by the way.
It was 5.75? Damn.
But, you know, that's, you know, I've said my piece. Meltzer and his 5 stars. And we don't know. I don't agree with him. I respect him for his journalism. But his ratings, I mean, come on. Yep. 7 stars. It's like Homer Simpson giving 9 thumbs up. But, anyways, it was a damn good match. The world's buzzing. We've got tons of stuff to fall out from that. And everything in between.
And everything between. Well, let's kick off the week the way that we always do, which is with crowning a brand new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week. And the Tweet of the Week first time champion. Because out of all the excitement that came from All Out, I mean, there was something that we forgot. I think there was something that we forgot that the Pac Andrade match was supposed to happen at All Out, like to add to everything that it was. We were supposed to get a match between two of the greats, but we never did.
Nope.
Match postponed until Rampage, of course. We'll talk about that in a little bit later. But of course, Andrade takes to Twitter just to remind everybody that he's still out there, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Andrade.
Oh.
Andrade, first time Tweet of the Week champion. Love seeing it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Good for him.
Good for him. Let's get into the wrestling week then, shall we? Because we're still here on Wednesdays. We're a day displaced from our previous shoot hour, but it doesn't matter because the professional wrestling world just keeps on rocking. So let's get into the week, kicking off with a little bit of AEW Dynamite.
AEW, All Elite, they coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Dynamite, baby.
This would be the fallout from All Out, of course. Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, they got to be there. They got some splaining to do, as it were. Did you check out the Being the Elite this week on BTE?
You'll have to forgive me. I forgot.
Oh no, no. That's all good. Kicks off with like 10 minutes of them doing a seance trying to get Adam Cole back because, of course, they killed Adam Cole 4 years ago. On BTE, which adds a whole new layer to when Kenny Omega said they're not back there, they're already tired or they're already dead, and then Adam Cole comes back, bringing him back from the dead.
Yeah.
And Marco Stunt retained the BT championship. That's about it.
Well, good. So it's the BTE title is back in the right hands.
Yeah, honestly, as soon as Sammy Guevara got off, it was like, finally, God, can be defended on a weekly basis. Because hey, if you got something, you got to fight for it. Let's. This week's episode of Dynamite kicks off with singles action, huh? We got Dustin. We got Dustin Rhodes taking on Malachi Black.
Yeah, one of the big names there that didn't quite get on the pay-per-view, but yeah, solid match here. Dustin's always reliable ring vet. Puts up a pretty good fight. Mm-hmm. Probably the best fight Black has had so far here in AEW.
Well, between I think it was Lee Johnson, Brock Anderson, and now Dustin Rhodes. Oh, and Cody.
Yeah.
So he's kind of. So I guess does that mean he's going through the whole fucking the whole lot of them right now?
The nightmare. Yeah. Why not?
Looks like.
Well, even during the match, at one point he goes under the ring and he pulls out Cody's boot, which somehow traveled to the next town, or maybe he just brought it there. It's like a token. So, anyways, he puts that down to mock Dustin, and eventually there was a turnbuckle that got exposed, so Dustin gets hit into that. Malachi hits his finisher, the spinning heel kick. That's all they're calling it for now.
I still don't have a name, unfortunately.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this one was a little sloppy. It just kind of hit Dustin in the shoulder, but he sold it. And anyways, that got Black.
Because he's a pro.
He's a pro. He's pretty tall, that Dustin.
Big boy. And and like you said, Malachi Black gets the win. There's got to be another match with Cody coming down the pipeline.
I feel like
somewhere. I know they're going to New York, right, at the end of the month.
Yeah, so that'll probably be where it happens.
That sort of feels like where it could be happening, and I like an excuse for a bigger show. Are they going to Madison Square Garden, or am I crazy?
I think they're doing MSG and Arthur Ashe, but Arthur Ashe holds more people, so they're going to treat it like the bigger show.
Cool.
Like 21,000.
Jesus.
Yeah. I heard someone online call it the Bash at the Ash, and that's what it should be.
I don't know. That sounds vaguely sexual, and I don't know if they should go with it. Coming up next, CM Punk hits the ring. You know what that cult of personality comes up. Everyone starts trying to CM Punk. He gets down on his knees at the beginning of the ramp. We all know what this looks like, folks. It's been 3 weeks already. Come on.
Yeah, but everyone's still having fun.
Still, you know somebody's over, and this is across the board. You know somebody's over when nobody speaks when this person's on the microphone, and it happens. There's all sorts of people that this does happen to. CM Punk is just the current guy. There's not if CM Punk is talking on the mic, you are not like talking at all. You're not looking to the person beside you and muttering anything. You're not cheering anything.
Yeah, you're just listening. And that's what he's here to do, to talk to us. Talks about his big win against Darby. He's thankful to everyone. He calls out to Linda Pillman in the crowd. Says, "You are legitimately an angel. I watched Dark Side of the Ring, and I actually watched it as well. And it's true, man. She's a great woman. Helped raise those kids. Brian Pillman Jr., he's got quite a story. If you haven't watched those Dark Side of the Rings, you should give it a check."
Well, we'll do.
But so some people might have been like, "Who's Linda Pillman?" Because he just kind of called her, and she'll come into play later as well. But anyways, Punk puts over all the new guys that showed up: Ruby, Cole, Brian, and he asks, "What's next for CM Punk?" And, there's in Cincinnati, so there's a bunch of chants of Moxley. But then Taz interrupts. He says, "Yeah, take on my boys." Punk says, "All right, send him out." So I guess that's his next fuse, Team Taz.
Everybody's got to go through Team Taz at one point. Ricky Starks.
The Baron Corbin of Dynamite.
Powerhouse Hobbs. Hobbs, though, is currently listed as the second ranked or second in line to that AEW championship after Orange Cassidy, who's the number one contender. So Team Taz maybe making some moves behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, pretty protected they've been overall. Mm-hmm. Still waiting for the in-ring debut of Hook. Who's quietly getting himself over to the fans. He's like become a meme in a way. People just get excited when they see him.
It's a cool name. And to think that, and when you're working with your dad, to think that your dad named you that. He's like, congratulations, Mrs. Taz, it's a boy. I'm gonna call him Hook.
He was a huge fan of the '90s classic.
I was about to say, we know Hook will be over if, when he goes up for his finisher move and the whole crowd's chanting Rufio, Rufio. That's how we know. That's like a double layer of getting over.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Backstage, Tony Schiavone interviews Ruby. Britt Baker interrupts her, so they just insult each other. And Baker tells Ruby to run away to catering, where she spent the last 4 years.
Ooh, she's good at those. She's good at those.
Yeah, it's like a universal thing in wrestling. If you're in catering, it's like a diss. Yeah, no matter which company you're in.
Because
catering, you want to be on the card.
You're just sitting there eating.
Yeah. Although I've heard the spread is fantastic.
I'm sure the spread backstage at Monday Night Raw is healthy. It's flavorful.
Probably lots of meats. You gotta get that protein.
Oh, I bet they have like a smoothie.
Smoked salmon.
They have a guy just making smoothies. Like, what kind of smoothie do you want?
Yeah. Then we get the man we just mentioned, number 2 ranking, Powerhouse Hobbs, taking on Dante Martin, who, bit of size disadvantage for him, but he's high flying, goes for a suicide dive. But Hobbs just catches him midair with his feet hanging on the rope still, and he just slams him into the ring post. Cool little spot. From there, Hobbs just dominates, hits his massive spine buster, gets the win.
Yeah, like you said, dominates and quickly ranking up those wins, probably on Dark or Dark Elevation, and just like that, you can end up in a position where Kenny Omega hasn't faced a big boy yet.
Yeah.
The likes of the Hobbs or, a Brian Cage type of size. Who knows? Maybe Kenny Omega's next mountain to climb is a literal mountain to climb, just a beefy mountain.
Could be. I don't know how they'd... they could obviously do it, but the heel versus heel.
Yeah.
Heel versus heel dynamic. They haven't really done that much either in Kenny's title reign.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get another promo from Dan Lambert, American Top Team, but I don't really care about this guy at all.
Yeah, me neither. I don't get it.
Yeah. Like, he's Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page are with him, but the crowd's just chanting.
I think it's like, to me, and like we've said before, like if your faction is based on just you're rich and get shit done, I need a little bit more than rich and get shit done.
Yeah, one of the few things on AEW that just has nothing going for it.
Hey, nothing can be perfect.
Nothing, exactly. MJF comes out. Crowd's chanting, "You tapped out," so he cuts a pissed off promo on Jericho, mentioning he already beat him 3 times, and he beat him a 4th at All Out, until the damn ref restarted the match with extreme bias. Then he starts insulting the city, calls it shit Cincinnati, starts calling everything mid. I don't know. Is that what the kids are calling things these days? Diss and stuff? I should
check that on Urban Dictionary. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I don't know. But then he focuses once again on Linda Pillman. Says, "Don't make eye contact at me, honey, or I'll knock your teeth down your throat." So that's some extreme heat here. And then he focuses on Brian Pillman's daughter and says, "I'm looking at you, 16 and pregnant. Your daddy, the father of that child? Oh, sorry, Roseanne." Then he just jumps down, gets right in their face. It's like, "You got something to say to me, preggers?" Yeah. She pipes in, says, "I'm Brian Pillman's daughter. I'll have you know, blah, blah, blah." And then Brian Pillman Jr. finally comes out. He's had enough.
Finally comes out.
Yeah. His family is being dragged through the mud. He's sticking up for them and the city of Cincinnati. He's a local boy. So MJF says, "Okay, you want to go on the mic? It's a real shame your drug-addicted mother, Methany." And that's the final straw. Pillman storms the ring. MJF's like, "Whoa, Melanie! I met Melanie." Wardlow holds him back. MJF's just like, "Whoa, Wardlow, buddy. I'm sorry. Are you going to try and help me like you did this past Sunday?" So he's turning on him a bit more, too. And tells him to stand in the corner, look pretty. So finally, Pillman starts swinging on MJF, beats the shit out of him. Wardlow pulls him off. Griff Garrison comes out to save him. MJF puts on the ring, punches Griff, walks off. But damn, yeah, what a segment, what a heel.
Yeah,
MJF has no boundaries.
Yeah, no boundaries or anything. And what better way, if to start an MJF Brian Pillman Jr. feud than just having him shit on him in his hometown.
Yeah. And coincidentally, I just watched the episode like a week ago, even though it's been out for months, the Pillman Dark Side. So this is all very relevant. Everything MJF said was true. So
wow,
hits deep.
Maybe I think Tony Khan's gonna, send an email, or or do you think TNT's gonna be? Do you think Tony Khan got an email from TNT in the morning, being like, "Hey, 16 and pregnant,
nah.
really?"
I think they're fine. I think he walked the line, but he didn't cross it.
Good. Yeah. One thing that MJF is really good at, he's really good at insulting you without using like insulting you on TV. Like he's got quite a lexicon for him to not actually say something that wouldn't be allowed on television.
Yeah. Like the worst he said was methany,
which is really just, if anything, it's a clumsy portmanteau. If nothing, I'll give him that.
Yeah. No, it is a bit of an art. He rarely has to use any swear words or anything like that.
Amen.
But fun segment. Let's move on to the women's action, because we got the singles debut here of Ruby Soho taking on Jamie Hayter. And the crowd's just super into Ruby, chanting for her right off the bat. And yeah, good match. Good back and forth stuff here. One little awkward spot when there was like an attempted poison Rana, but just, I don't know.
Yeah, it
didn't turn out.
Didn't quite work. That's a tough maneuver.
Yeah, not too perfect, but Ruby recovers and she hits that riot kick to get the win. Still not sure what they're calling it, but yeah, Ruby wins. Afterwards, Baker attacks her. Riho comes out, tries to help, but she's outnumbered. So Statlander comes out, and they finally have enough to chase the heels away.
Nice to see Riho maybe just kind of sticking around for the week after All Out. Make her time worthwhile. I feel like she probably doesn't live in the States, right? We don't see her ever.
Yeah, I would love to see more of her. She's one of the top talents.
The fans love her too.
Fans love her.
That's what it is.
Pop when she comes out. After that, we had Shawn Spears and FTR taking on Dark Order. Just a nice 6-man tag here. Dark Order, the crowd, they're still as over as ever with them, but they're having problems amongst each other, and all these miscommunications allow Spears to hit the C4, get the win, and afterwards, Evil Uno's pissed off, gets in the face of Silver. Silver shoves Uno down, so Stu attacks Silver, 5 attacks Stu. It's a civil war here. Just chaos.
Well, yeah, last week I was checking out Dark, as I do, and there was a Dark Order v. Dark Order, versus Dark Order 6-man tag.
Oh,
yeah,
so they were fighting each other.
They were literally fighting each other. I think Alan Angels is having some. He's tired of being treated like the runt of the litter, so he's kind of been fighting back a little bit.
Is he Spider-Man, and then Evil Uno's Captain America? Or?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Well, I think Evil Uno was number 2, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is this just because they lack leadership without the likes of Hangman Page? Or do they need a true new leader to replace them?
I'm formerly released, former Fiend kind of guy.
Exactly. So, kind of guy. And what happened to Eric Rowan? Can we get Eric Rowan back?
Redbeard.
What happened to What happened to Eric Redbeard? I thought he was going to come back and join this ragtag group of kids, but never happened. Oh well.
We'll see.
Then
we get Tony back in the ring to introduce the Elite. But then, of course, Don Callis rudely takes the mic away and just starts putting over his boys and brings out their newest member, Adam Cole, baby. He just gets in Tony's face for being too close to Britt. Yeah, little jealousy there,
huh?
Yeah. Calls him a nerd, tells him to get out of the ring.
Wow.
Then he just goes, yeah, I'm new to AEW. I've been elite a long time, though, and puts over all, himself, his boys, everyone in the ring, except for the Good Brothers. He didn't say anything about that.
Fuck them.
And he lets us know next week.
Being tanned is not a personality, dude.
That's right. Tanned and greased and oiled.
We get it. We get it. You have a long goatee that's braided. That's not a defining trait.
No. But next week we'll see his in-ring debut.
Frankie Kazarian.
The Elite Hunter.
The Elite Hunter.
As he's known. Although his success rate is questionable.
Yeah, what's his actual because I feel like Randman has that legend killer thing. And he's kind of gone through a couple guys, but
maybe Brandon Cutler he could be, like the lower end. Yeah. Michael Nakazawa.
Nakazawa and Cutler, take those guys out, and then maybe Gallows, then Anderson.
Yeah, maybe.
Now we'll start talking.
So anyways, Brian comes out, Mr. Danielson, Kenny invites him into the ring. So he does. Kenny starts talking, but Brian just snatches the mic right from his hands. Asks the crowd if they want to see him fight Kenny Omega. And of course they chant, yes, yes, yes. But Kenny's afraid. Says he's not on his level. Kenny takes a swing, Brian counters it right into the label lock, but instantly the Elite jump on him. So Jurassic Express come out to help Brian. Big brawl. Baby faces stand tall.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first. This is the first time in a long time, nearly months and months and months, that the baby faces actually feel like we're getting some momentum on the Elite. Finally, we took the tag belts off the Bucks. Brian Danielson. God damn it, Brian Danielson. He's got that versus Omega, which is the dream match. Which is, we all know, that's the absolute fucking no-brainer match that we can get, right? Brian Danielson.
It's already a 5-star match.
It's already a 5-star. Brian Danielson, Kenny Omega at this Madison Square Garden show. That's the absolute best possible option, right?
I mean, if they're gonna, that's pretty soon. But if they're gonna do it,
that's pretty soon. That is a good point.
I mean, Full Gear is November, so they could extend it to there. But yeah, I don't know. Either way, Brian made it clear he wants that title, and maybe he'll have to rack up a couple wins, climb the rankings a little bit. But sooner than later, he's going to get a shot.
Because I think Kenny Omega's only, he's now the longest holding of that AEW championship. But do we think he can make it to the 1 year? He has to make it to December. If he can make it through Full Gear.
Yeah, if he makes it through Full Gear, I'd say definitely. But it all depends on who his opponent is for that. Wow. I mean, Hangman Page, does he come back for Full Gear? Do they save it? I don't know.
Yeah, when does that happen?
Yeah. But before all that can happen, we've got a main event to get to here. A special guest. He surprised everyone at All Out. We got Minoru Suzuki taking on hometown hero Jon Moxley. There's a big controversy online because, this was the last match of the show and Dynamite was pretty packed, so we're running low on time, and during Suzuki's entrance, they cut off the music before they could get to the big part that everyone wanted to sing, like they did at the pay-per-view. So a lot of people online were heated about that.
Whatever.
I don't know the song well enough to be offended.
They have X amount of time, people. What are we supposed to do here?
No, it was funny. People online started leaning into it, and CM Punk was like, the first thing I saying next Wednesday is, how could you let this happen to Suzuki? Anyways, doesn't matter. Right off the bat, the crowd's chanting, this is awesome. They're chanting for Moxley. And just quick-paced, hard-hitting. They were resorting to biting each other at one point. Suzuki got busted open. I don't know. He was bleeding pretty good, like around the eye there.
What's with the biting thing? Moxley does this often. Hey, have you noticed this?
Yeah, I mean, it was like
Okay.
in the 80s, heels would do it a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not really a very commonplace thing, and yeah, whatever. Eventually, Moxley, they go back and forth. Suzuki kicks out after a big lariat at 1. He won't stay down. He's got blood dripping on his face, but eventually Mox hits him with two paradigm shifts to get the win.
To get the big win on the Hopetown soil. It's going to happen in the hard-hitting, but yes, maybe a little bit shorter than would have liked matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, everyone had fun.
Yeah, it's great to see on television though too. Just in the middle of in the middle of your work week. You don't need to buy the pay-per-view to go check out some New Japan stars. You can just watch TV and it'll happen.
That's right. The relationship is there. I think we're going to see bigger and bigger names come over.
Amen. Amen. That was fantastic. That was another week of this week's Dynamite. Let's roll on. Let's roll on through. Move over to Friday night where we hop over brands for a second. Get all of this, because there's more to life than hype about Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, Ruby Soho. There's hypes of the likes of Brock Lesnar. We have Becky Lynch. There's only one show we can be talking about. That is SmackDown Live. Okay, folks, it's Friday night. It's time for SmackDown Live. It used to be on Tuesday, but then I think it was on Friday before, though. No, wait, we used to film it on a Thursday and then release it. It's just SmackDown Live. Becky Lynch is the SmackDown Women's Champion. Did you know that? Did you see this? Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Big news.
Big
now,
news. That is correct. Of course, show kicked off. This was the eve of September 11th, so we have to celebrate September 11th Eve, of course. Followed by the arrival of Paul Heyman, the SmackDown Tag Champions, the Usos, and of course, our Universal Champion, Roman Reigns.
Yes.
I run New York City. Oh, yeah, we're at Madison Square Garden.
We were
tonight.
in, yeah.
We were at Madison Square Garden. That was
of,
big, big thing. He's all about...
We are in the city of the anniversry, MSG.
Yeah, he's like, I run New York City. I run this venue. Acknowledge me. You know what he does.
And he was actually getting the most positive reaction he has during this run.
A lot of people just finally admit.
They were acknowledging him.
Yeah.
The MSG, New York's a hardcore, smart crowd. So I think, you're going to get fans that appreciate him. But then the Beast music hits, and out comes the great Canadian mountain man, Brock Lesnar, just looking like a scariest lumberjack you ever met. Looked like a lumberjack to me. He had the fucking plaid little vest on.
Yeah, I watched a video of Brock Lesnar just cutting up meat. Have you seen this video circling around the internet?
No, he probably hunted, skinned, and cut it all himself.
No, he went to a butcher, like a larger scale kind of, butcher, and
starts like serving people.
No, just with like they took him, back to where all the meat is cut, and it's just these kind of skinned and kind of filleted or whatever cows, beef hanging up on the thing, and then the guy's like, "Hey, you want to cut this way to go along with this?" And then Brock Lesnar, fucking gets his hands in the meat and stuff. I watched it. It was like 20 minutes. Totally worth it.
I think I did see a video though where they put him like at a restaurant once or like a Subway, and he was just like serving people.
Yeah, I saw a video of him one time when he was like a parking attendant, and then he would be like, "Sir, can you please stop your car?" And they'd be like, "Oh my God, what the fuck's going on? Like, why is this massive person want to see my car?"
Well, he's here. Brock Lesnar gets in the ring face to face with Roman, so the Usos step between him, and then Heyman steps in. Tries to talk to Brock, but Lesnar just grabs the mic, says, "I got a question for you, Paul. Why didn't you tell Roman I was going to be at SummerSlam?" So then a big ooh. The crowd chanted, "You fucked up," so loudly that they had to mute the audio on the television, at least on my feed, for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I got it too. Chris,
crowd was too rowdy.
Kevin Dunn was quick on that one.
So, big bomb drop there. Roman's just staring daggers at Paul. Then he just goes and he snatches the Universal title right from Heyman's hands. then him and the Usos leave Brock and Heyman alone in the ring. So Paul then picks up the mic and goes into his classic "ladies and gentlemen" shtick. He's hyping up Lesnar, and Brock's like, "Ha ha ha, that was great, just like old time, Paul. Now, before Roman fires you, accept my challenge for Roman's title. You have 5 seconds." Heyman hesitates, so Brock picks him up for the F5, but then Roman appears and Superman punches him. But then Brock's able to pick up Roman for the F5, but then Uso super kick him, so then Lesnar just beats the shit out of the Usos and Roman walks away unscathed.
Wow. This was one of the best TV segments I think SmackDown or Raw has had in a fucking year. The crowd was so red hot for Brock Lesnar. And, you know, and Heyman was doing this thing of hedging his little slimy bets.
And it's always nice when Brock actually speaks for himself. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean,
he doesn't do it as much.
Heel 101 is have somebody talk for you. Babyface 101 is do your own talking. And this is exactly that. We never see Brock talk because he's always being managed by Paul Heyman, you know? This is huge. And the Usos get beat up now, but they do have a SmackDown tag title match against the Street Profits later on in the evening.
That's right. Could be a disadvantage there.
That is. And, so Jesus.
Jesus! Speaking of a man that looks like a big muscular Jesus, we had Rick Boogs up next, teaming with Shinsuke Nakamura, Dominic, Big E, Rey Mysterio, taking on Apollo Crews, Robert Roode, Ziggler, Otis and Sammy, just a big everything 10-man tag.
10-man tag?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
You had Sami Zayn coming out wearing a New York Knicks jersey, just pandering to the crowd. But then he brings out his special guest from the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young. And crowd was giving him some the business, and you know, he sold it well. He was coming out, he was mean mugging, he was doing the facial expressions, he played the heel well.
And of course, as you know, the last year the Shooty was added for best celebrity appearance. And as soon as I saw Trae Young come out, I'm thinking to myself, okay, young gun, put yourself in contention, show me what you can do.
Yeah, we'll see. So anyways, 10-man affair, just bodies everywhere. At one point, Trae Young does get involved. He jumps up, starts choking Mysterio on the ropes. But the ref catches him, says, "Get the hell out of here," ejects him from ringside to a huge roar from the crowd. And then back in the ring, the Mysterios hit a double 619 on Sammy. Big E hits the big ending to get the win. Then after, Big E just cuts a nice promo saying, "Mr. Money in the Bank, if you the champ, you better watch out. You'll feel the power."
Yeah, I think what made this match more than anything was the hot crowd. We're kind of like two segments in a row now. Madison Square Garden is going to be a big deal. It's just good that the crowd just pops for kind of everything. And to bring the dude who cooked your basketball team in the playoffs in, oh my lord, Mike's best celebrity appearance is more than just a little comment on a microphone or a facial expression. No, you want to talk heel 101. Beat down their ass in a fucking playoff series and then show up 4 months later like it never happened. Hell yeah, Trae Young. He just punched his ballot to the nomination to a Shooty. I gotta say, he climbed up the.
He's on the ballot. He's on the
ballot. Gotta say.
We've got some good competition.
There always is good competition. There always is.
You know, whether fellow basketball alum Shaquille O'Neal or performance artist Bad Bunny, we've got a lot.
I don't know if you saw Giannis showed up on an episode of Rampage 2 weeks back. Oh, he got a bigger pop than CM Punk did. I swear. He came out like kind of at the end of the show or whatever. Like Tony Khan introduced him. He went to the ring, stood up. Huge pop.
That's fun. Oh, well, after this, we have Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville in the ring for this contract signing between Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair. So Belair comes out first. Tons of EST chants. She cuts a nice promo. Bianca says she used to respect Becky for being the type to never run from a fight, but that's all changed. And she knows if we go toe-to-toe for real, she's going to be in trouble. So at Extreme Rules, she can win back some of my respect while I win back my championship. And that's when Becky Lynch comes out to a huge ovation, almost as big as the coat she was wearing. Just this massive red coat. I don't think it was made of fur, but just very gaudy and great. And it's huge sunglasses as well, massive shades. Just trying to look like an asshole, but the crowd's still cheering for her. So she comes in, sits down at the table, says the original WrestleMania main eventer has arrived. I saw the look on your face when I came out at SummerSlam, and you can either be a fan or you can be the man. Ain't no shame in buying a ticket and sitting there with the regular people. And then Becky just says, you know what? What if I don't sign this contract? Belair just like, girl, sign the damn contract. And everybody wants it. The crowd starts chanting, sign it. And Becky asks the crowd, she's like, what, really? I was sitting at home listening to you people chant, we want Becky. And I came back, last minute notice, saved all your asses. And this is how you treat me? So Becky's really turned the crowd. She's brilliant work here. She's got the crowd booing her. Dare I say, best woman on the mic in the business. Up there.
Dare you?
I dare, because she goes on. She says, I left my baby girl at home for you people, and you're favoring a flash in the pan over me? Crowd just chants EST. Becky says, fine. If you can't join them, beat them. I'll give you your match, but it's going to end the same way. Becky signs the contract, chucks it at Bianca, but then she just catches it perfectly. She's such an astounding athlete. But no, I thought that was a damn good promo from Becky. Really turned the crowd on her.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's
this feels like heel. This feels like heel Becky Lynch, right? The big coat, the big sunglasses. Nobody humble would wear a coat like that. That's just a 101.
It was awesome. I loved it, and the crowd loves both these women, and they're cheering for Belair like they want to. And yeah, it's gonna be a damn
It was
good
just
match.
a hot crowd all night.
Yeah, all night, but the work here was good as well, and we weren't done because hot crowd deserves a hot match, and they're going to get Seth Rollins versus Edge Part 2. Edge wearing some cool Bret Hart-inspired gear. So a little black and pink.
Well, a little black and pink. He's in the family, you know, kind of.
Yeah, the Canadian family.
He's adjacent to the family.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking more Beth.
so
I was thinking more Beth Phoenix and Natty. You know, he's the guy.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, I guess both. I guess it was a dumb thing to say, but you know,
Either way.
either way, it was a dumb thing to say.
Yeah. But like you said earlier, which wasn't dumb, the crowd here was just hot all night, and this match was just competitive. I think I like this one even better than their pay-per-view match.
I think there were 2 commercial breaks during this.
2 commercial
breaks. That's
breaks.
how long this was.
Yeah, you may or may not have picture-in-picture, but they were taking each other's moves. Rollins was hitting a glam slam on Edge, and Edge hits a perfect pedigree onto Rollins. So a bunch of near falls here. They go back and forth. Rollins goes for a supercharged curb stomp, but Edge hits him with a spear. Rollins kicks out of that. So they tussle into the corner where the ref is, and while the ref's vision is obstructed, Seth kicks Edge right in the balls, and then Rollins just starts kicking him with a bunch of heavy blows to the head. But Edge won't stay down, and Seth is just like, why won't you die? But he's just kicking him over and over in the head, and finally hits a big curb stomp, gets the 3 count. But the damage to Edge, he has to get taken on a stretcher to sell this beating.
The attacks to the head and neck.
Yeah, that surgically fused spine of his. But no, I thought this was a damn good match. One of the best television matches I've seen this year, maybe.
Certainly, yeah. And it's been great. These past few encounters these guys have had, it's great. And I guess Extreme Rules is the next thing.
Maybe. I mean, like I said, I think I liked this better than their first match. So if they keep up in the ante, part 3, the finale, do it one more time, Yeah, who knows?
Well, of course, Extreme Rules is 2 weeks away on the 26th. So, of course, we have half the card booked. Neither one of these guys are on the card, so we will see.
Yeah. I mean, you need something extreme on the show.
So far, there is nothing extreme on the show.
Yeah. So that was it. That was that match. But we still have one more match, the main event of the episode for the Tag Team Championships. The Usos defending against the Street Profits here. Yeah, these are two of your top teams, so you get a pretty good match going on. In the middle of it, Reigns and Heyman come out to watch, and Montez just goes on a roll. He was flipping all over the place. Him and Dawkins hit a super blockbuster, gets a big near fall, and then, yeah, eventually Ford hits from the heavens frog splash, does the 180, makes the cover. They've got this match won, but at the last second, that damn Roman Reigns slides in, breaks up the pin, causing the DQ, and then just puts Ford's in the guillotine, knocks him out. Cuts a promo on Lesnar after that. Talks about Lesnar and says, I'm going to smash Lesnar as soon as I'm done with Finn Balor. And then right on cue, the lights go out. We get the big red cloud of lightning, the heartbeat, and up from the floor, out of the smoke, rises the demon, Finn Balor, for the first time ever on SmackDown Live. And he just gets in the ring, stares down Roman to end the show.
And that'll be Extreme Rules? Question mark.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they're throwing the demon out there. Yeah, I mean, it's a demon, then Lesnar. But, I mean, does that mean the demon has to lose?
It feels like it. It feels like Finn has to lose just because, so what? We've taken out Edge, Daniel Bryan, John Cena, Cesaro, one of the Usos. Beating the demon is only going to bolster your resume, right? Does he need it? Maybe not, definitely. But his star is just going to shine brighter. And
but
the excitement of the demon Finn Balor, hey, why not?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it adds enough intrigue to think, oh, maybe. You never know. Demon could do it. Finn Balor himself came close to winning, so with the power of the demon, maybe.
Well, I mean, he literally did win that one time.
Well, yeah. But that was it. That was it for overall a pretty great episode of SmackDown.
Yeah, I think the crowd was a big part of why this. Everything just landed. Every hit landed. Yeah. Every segment landed. There was nothing shitty. No Baron Corbin. It was just all in all. There were 3 matches in 2 hours. Why the hell not? Right?
Yeah. And I think, like you mentioned to me off air, it was there was supposed to be a Zelina Vega match scheduled, as she got all excited. There was a tribute, or her father died from 9/11, so she got special gear made and all that, but it didn't make the cut. But honestly, I don't even know where it would have fit in on this show. So it sucks for her. I mean, maybe that 10-man tag didn't need to
cut
happen.
some time. Well, it was supposed to be a tag match. It was supposed to be Mella.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even know or remember that it even got announced until.
However, though, this is 2 weeks straight of no women's matches on SmackDown, and the women's tag champions are SmackDown performers. That's all I was getting at. That's all I was getting at.
I think, and then Naomi's still looking around like, "Hey, I'm here,"
and nobody remembers who Naomi is.
Yeah, Sonya's like, "Who are you?" Oh, yeah, you work for me. Okay. That was SmackDown. That was SmackDown. Well, let's bang this last Friday show out because it's only an hour long. Yeah, it flies right by.
It honestly flies right by. I've loved every single episode of them. So let's talk about AEW Rampage. Where the time has come, the travel issues that Pac had are no longer in effect. Ric Flair is backstage in attendance. I was checking out the gram. We have Pac and Andrade El Idolo in their highly anticipated match here on Rampage. No time. We didn't waste any time with any of this entrances bullshit either. The show started, they were in the ring, and Justin Roberts was like, hey, here we go. Fantastic.
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea putting your big match on first so you're not running short for time at the end of the show. You can let these guys have their
why not?
15, 20
and you don't
minutes,
need
whatever.
the entrances. Just have them open it up.
Exactly. So, this is actually Andrade's only his second match in AEW, despite being here like 3 months now.
Yeah, he had this one, and the first one was against... Couldn't fucking tell you.
Yeah. So, a bit of something to prove here, and I think he did a good job. It's always good to see Pac, but Andrade here had one of the best performances he's had in a while. And I said it before, I've said it on many shows, they need to do something about these damn guardrails. Because during the match, Andrade gets thrown into the rail, and it just goes flying back, nails some little kids, and you can even see Andrade stop for a second. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Checking on the kid.
Really? Oh, I missed that. That's so funny.
Yeah, he looks. He's like, I'm sorry, and then you see the dad grab the kid, pull him back to a safer spot. And one of these days, I don't get it.
Yeah,
just anchor
you're
those
right.
things down.
One of these days, someone's
gonna get killed.
Someone's gonna get a concussion after.
What if Pillman's pregnant sister had gotten smashed in the belly?
Yeah, that's probably good. Everyone's backstage. They're like, hey, so if everyone's going around the ring, don't bump into Brian Pillman Jr.'s pregnant sister.
Yeah. I don't know. Just throw some sandbags down on those things or something. Just, Anyways. Shut the throat. So we go back into the ring. Pac gets all hung up upside down on the turnbuckle, and Andrade just hits a huge double stomp off the turnbuckle to the floor. That looks like it hurts your legs, though, just as much on the landing.
Yeah, it was a good one, because usually, you've seen that move a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And
in the ring.
But and then the way that Andrade kind of leaned over and pulled Pac's body into the double foot stomp, and then he himself landed on the ground. Damn.
Yeah, looked heavy. Mm-hmm. So he's going on a roll here. Andrade, he hits a nice split-legged moonsault. But then Pac has his comeback, puts in the brutalizer. But then Andrade's manager, one of them, jumps up on the apron, and he's got a stun gun. But that's when Penta and Phoenix run down, beat that guy up.
Who's that guy?
Just distract. I forget his name.
Who the do you forget his name, or have they never told you his name?
He's been around.
Jose the lawyer.
Jose the lawyer.
You not. I have no idea who the hell this guy is. Apparently, he has something to do with why Andrade is rich for some inexplicable reason. With a
I don't know.
With a taser.
Yeah.
A
so
taser.
He gets a taser, a little. But he doesn't get to hit anyone. He gets taken out. But all this distracts the ref, and then Chavo Guerrero comes out, hits Pac in the back with an iPad Mini.
Mini?
Couldn't even get the full iPad there. And there was actually some poor camera work. They kind of cut away during the strike, so we don't even know what happened until the replay. But Andrade takes advantage, rolls up Pac, gets a 3. But Andrade's not happy about the cheating, so he punches Chavo. Doesn't like him jumping in his matches.
Hey, Pac said, he wanted to win this by himself. That's why Lucha Bros weren't by his side, and I think Andrade felt the same sentiment. I don't need anybody by my side.
Yeah, hey, fair enough. Chavo overstepped his boundaries. May have cost him.
Yeah, it may have cost him a job. That's for sure. These two certainly made up for missing the pay-per-view and to kick off the show. It was just non-stop fun. One of those, just fun from start to finish.
Then we get Darby Allin and Sting coming out to respond to the challenge laid out by Sean Spears and Tully. And Sting cuts a nice promo on Tully. Tully comes out. I think Spears attacks. I don't know. It seems like they're leading to a tag team match, I guess, between these four.
Yeah, another tag match. I mean, Darby's still over as hell, so you can kind of do whatever you want right now.
I mean, Tully even teased that he wants to have that singles match with Sting, which I don't know if they'll let him do that, but
yeah, make it a trip, make it a fatal 4-way with Arn Anderson and Ric Flair, and you have yourself a main event.
Then there was a nice little video package, just kind of Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson both. I guess not quite an interview, but just talking about their debuts. And Cole wants Bryan wants Omega. So yeah,
and we want it all.
We want it
all as fans.
Then we get some big, what was it? Six woman tag action here. Britt Baker, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter taking on Ruby Soho, Chris Statlander, and Riho. So that is a pretty stacked team on the babyface side compared to what Baker's got.
Oh, certainly. Three of the tops, possibly the three top babyfaces on that women's roster.
On the brand, yeah. So fun match, though. Everyone's having their little time to shine, and crowd's always happy to see Riho. She's just pure babyface. But Ruby, the newcomer, she gets lots of time to shine as well. She shines bright like a ruby as it comes down to her and Rebel. She hits the kick, which they still haven't named, but they called it a Pele kick this time. So at least they're calling it something.
Hey, and if Excalibur's calling it something, I'm agreeing with whatever he says.
Yeah. So that gets the win for the babyface.
Yeah, decent match. A lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
But yeah, the three of the most popular women in the division were in this matchup, and they're gonna kind of put each other over for a little bit until Britt Baker's next challenger. Who is it? I mean, Ruby Soho has the opportunity. She won the Battle Royal, but is she gonna take it from her?
I don't know. That could be one of the matches on the New York shows.
We have a New York show. We have Full Gear coming up. God, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But the main event for this evening is Max Caster taking on Brian Pillman Jr. We're still in the crowd of Cincinnati, so they're just super hot for Pillman. Match itself was just okay. Nothing too crazy. But eventually, Flying Brian hits a nice springboard clothesline, shades of his father, to get the 3 count. Send everyone home happy.
Send everyone home happy. I think that's the thing. Because I think by the end of an episode of Rampage, you've been watching like 8 hours of wrestling.
Yeah, if you're in the crowd.
If you're in the crowd. So, yeah, just send them home happy. Wasn't Mox there? No, after the merge, Caster Bowens came out. Moxley takes him out, makes a save. I feel like this is kind of a Rampage we can expect going forward. 3 decent matches, a quick interview, and a happy ending at the end. It really sort of feels like that's what they do for the show. I
heard a few mere hours after the show that Lady Pillman went and had her baby.
Really?
So, everything went well. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was it. That was Rampage. A nice happy ending for the Pillman family.
Amen. Welcome to the world, little Pillman. Mike, should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with the second half of the wrestling week because we have Monday Night Raw and NXT 2.0. Not 2.0 in NXT.
Not that one.
This is just NXT 2.0, so you're going to want to stick around after the break.
Let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, yeah, let's shoot, brother, yeah.
Back here with part 2 of the Shoot Brothers podcast. Thanks for taking out the break, Mike. I attended the movie theater for the 3rd time since reopening to check out Shang-Chi, and I gotta say, you should check it out.
Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi, baby, the newest in the.
I don't think I've heard of it.
I'm sure you have. It's on the commercials. It's on the bus stops. The latest in the Marvel catalog of films starring the kid from Kim's Convenience.
Okay. No, I mean, like I said, I'm not anti these comic movies. I just don't watch very many of them these days.
It's not it's not the world you're tuned into.
No, so this Shang-Chi guy, I don't know his character at all.
It's a pretty good movie. The movies are back. I think I've said it before here on the show. Movie theaters are back, and we're going, and we're not stopping.
I was disappointed to hear of the delay of Jackass 4. Jackass Forever.
Ah, no, really?
To February.
Oh, that's too bad.
October. And it also just happened just last week. I was super hyped. I bought tickets to go see Poppy. And then the tour got delayed this past week. So I'm going to have to wait a bit longer.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But, hey, that's okay. That's the world we live in. Wrestling is still on tour. Not here in Canada yet. But, Blue Jays are playing to 15,000 people. Playing very good right now.
Blue Jays are winning to 15,000 people, might I add. Me, classic Toronto baseball fan in the sense that I don't pay attention to them for months, sometimes years at a time. And then September comes around and I check my score app and I see, we're only 3 games back from the wild card. Okay, let's figure out what's going on here. I think we've propulsed ourselves into the wild card. Knock on wood. The team, thank you. The team with success. But Mike, like you said, professional wrestling is something that stays on the road always. And there was a time, Mike, do you remember there was this time where we wrestled in the exact same place every single Monday? And it had these like crazy fake like LED screens, but the LED screens were just like live webcams of people. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
God.
Who can forget?
Who can forget? I certainly can't. Lest we forget, it's September 13th. Let's bring you this week's edition of Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
Because we already know our main event match. Last week, the Ran Man and Bobby Lashley had some choice words for each other, and boom. That's happening, baby. That's happening this week.
They bumped it up. It was supposed to take place at Extreme Rules, and then they said, no, we're putting it on Monday Night Raw. And then before this even happened, Big E got on Twitter. It's like, I'm letting everybody know I'm going to be there, and I'm cashing in. So that's how we kick off the show. Big E comes out. RK Bro comes out. Hurt Business comes out. Everyone's in the ring, and Big E just says, I'm letting y'all know. I'm cashing in tonight, whatever happens. So everyone just starts cutting promos, claiming they're going to leave as the champion. And, this was supposed to be the Hurt Business challenging for the tag titles, but now, like you said, it's all been switched. This whole segment ends with Randy giving an RKO to Lashley. So we'll see them in the main event.
Yeah, this feels like really good booking. Like, they teased us out throughout the day. And then, we used the angle that we teased all day to flat out start the show to hype.
This whole Raw is going to be an oddly, very well booked Raw.
This is honestly, and because of that, this is one of the weirdest Raws we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is hot off of last week where apparently, I mean, they don't go head to head, but AEW got a higher demo in the one demo. I mean, if you're Chris Jericho, you're the demo god.
I was going to say, that's without even the demo god being present.
Yeah, so Raw, I guess, if this is a reaction, they said we want to have a big show, and this felt like a big show. So
it's the big show.
Not Paul White. Just going to cut that off. But let's bring out your queen. Who needs Paul White when you have Charlotte Flair? Woo. Here to take on, not the queen, but she's the queen of spades, I guess, right? That's her thing. The old maid. I don't know why she'd want to be called that. When when you play Old Maid. That's the Old Maid. But anyway, Charlotte, Shayna Baszler, decent match here. Anytime Shayna's fighting on her own, she always looks better without that anchor Nia. But unfortunately, that anchor comes rolling out mid-match. Nia's there. So Charlotte just keeps doing her thing, hits her big moonsault to the floor. Shayna tries to fight back, but Nia jumps on the apron, distracting her, which allows Charlotte to hit a big boot to get the win. So this never-ending Nia Shayna.
This never-ending Nia Shayna thing, which sucks because I feel like this was like Shayna Baszler's like best match for exactly throughout, right? And then there's a thing back in my mind where I'm like, well, of course, if you're performing with Charlotte, you're gonna look good. You're gonna look great. It's like because that's how good she is. And then nonsense. Certainly after the match, after Charlotte, Alexa Bliss comes out. Let me kind of describe.
Well,
so Alexa Bliss comes out and she's got like a gift in her hand for the winner.
Not just Alexa, she's got someone with her.
Lily.
That's right.
Right. www.shop.com. She has a gift in her hand. Charlotte tries to, Charlotte refuses the gift because she's rich, but for explainably rich because her father's Ric Flair. We know why she's wealthy. We don't know why Matt Hardy is wealthy. The crowd's chanting for open it. When she does, she finds her own version of Lily named Charlie.
Yeah, and this was this was a well done. It had the whole blonde. It had the perfect sparkly robe.
The crowd immediately starts a Charlie chant.
Charlie chant. I know this. I'm sure this didn't make you happy that these dolls are getting over.
Charlotte and Bliss end up fighting. Bliss gets the upper hand in the sort of the exchange after this.
Yeah.
You know what? No, all the guys.
Alexa said,
"Hey, man, if it gets over with the crowd, that's what it's about, right? It's like when some people in the front row complain that John Cena calls his matches, and John Cena's not performing for the 20 people in the front row. He's performing for the guys in the back of the auditorium. You know what I'm saying? If it works for them, it fucking works. And www.shop.com.
No, these could end up being like the Funko Pops of WWE.
It could be every wrestler gets their own little. You get a
somebody will want to collect them all. They'll spend the money.
Exactly. You get a little. They come with accessories. Like a little Matt Riddle one comes with a little scooter.
There you go. Perfect.
What else?
So, anyways,
what else? The Viking race. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah. No, I get the idea. But anyways, one person calls the other a bitch. Bliss hits a code red. Stand tall. Likes code red.
Yeah, she got the better of her. Gotta say, she got the better of her.
Yeah. So they'll fight at the Extreme Rules with a doll in each corner.
And then
we'll see. Maybe we can get a referee doll in there.
Maybe one day we just get a match, but it's actually like somebody puppeteering the everybody. It's just all the puppets.
It's like that episode of Community that sucked.
The one that
was definitely later season Community, right?
The episode of Community that famously sucked.
Right?
But towards the end of the season when they were reaching for anything and they got Mike Ehrmantraut on because they needed a new they wrote all this stuff for an old guy that they needed the role to fill.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Let's we get a 6-man tag. Drew McIntyre. His doll would come with the Claymore sword. There you go.
There you go. www.shop.com. Pick it up.
Drew McIntyre and the Viking Raiders taking on Jinder, Veer, Shanky. Nothing special. Drew hits a Claymore, gets the win for his boys.
Yeah, this was a good one for you folks at home. It was a quick match.
Yeah,
felt
quick and easy.
Quick and easy. Ivar was never the legal man.
Didn't notice that.
Just for you folks at home, keeping real stats of ring time.
Yeah, he just Didn't have
Yeah.
time. Backstage, Reggie's finally gotten home from his park visit, but now he's just flipping over production trucks and equipment. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Then we go to a United States Championship match. Damian Priest defends against Jeff Hardy, who gets bumped all the way back up after being in the gaggle for the 24/7.
So he goes
title
from Karrion Kross to gaggle to
match.
a title.
I mean, this is an open challenge, to be fair. So
Good point. Good
yeah.
point.
And Jeff, when they let him go, he's still decent. He can go. Sheamus was there on commentary. I didn't catch what he said, but at one point, I caught the end of it. It didn't sound good. He said something about bleeding Puerto Rican Cuban or something.
Okay, I might have missed that.
Yeah, but there was an awkward spot where they fight to the top rope, and Priest tries to slam Hardy, but he rotates midair and lands on top of his head, like his hip hit Priest in the head and neck. And didn't look too good, but Priest is all right. Manages to hit the Reckoning, get the win, retain the belt.
Yeah, other than two little, minor missteps or whatever. Yeah, but like you said, the Jeff Hardy booking is confusing. It was nice to see him looking more important. And Damian Priest, he's over. He's over as hell.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, I gotta say, maybe a possible world champion if he plays his cards right. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. This is the first step. U.S., then the main. After that, we had Nikki ASH taking on Tamina.
Taking on who?
Yeah, this.
Taking on Tamina, an official SmackDown superstar, huh?
Well, the tag title gives her. It's like
Mike, I'd love to agree with you. There was nothing tag related.
It doesn't have to be. It just gives her a free card to show up.
Okay. I gotta say, her name was almost etched in the record books, and once it's etched, you can't unetch. It was close.
Okay.
But yeah, these.
I mean, it's.
But anyways, these four women,
it.
they're all going at it. It sucks that the SmackDown women go over to Raw instead of the Raw women kind of coming over to challenge. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think they did announce at some point that the draft is coming up October.
We got
1st.
a draft. Okay, so season 3's coming a little bit. Ooh, baby. Season 3. Remember, folks, if what you can remember from Season 1, prior to May 18th, 2020, Branch Brand Invitational, Superstar may go to the other brand a maximum of 5 times a year or a season.
So that means it resets on that day as well. Then?
Yeah, of course, King Corbin sitting at 3 this season.
Cutting it close.
Braun Strowman had 3, but they were all redacted, and I'm trying to picture why that would have been. It must have been the Fight Pit.
Redacted. Or the Raw Underground?
Raw Underground, that's what it was. Yeah, because I have them not underlined, but strike through'd. And I'm like, why would I have done that? They must have been redacted due to Raw. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, folks, we're getting into too much nonsense here. But these 4 women are going at it because I think they beat the shit out of each other backstage, like right before.
Yeah. And, I mean, this first match just turned into nonsense. This Nikki versus Tamina because Nikki hits a tornado TDT, makes the count. The ref counts 3. Tamina kicks out. Then they just ring the bell, announce Tamina as the winner, and play her music. So the whole thing was just...
There's been some, these ref shenanigans, of course. Aubrey Edwards made that huge mistake, and then the other officials came out, and they were like, nope. So, the precedent has been set that, other referees should be... like when a babyface is being attacked in the middle of the ring, so another babyface runs down to, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
The refs need to start doing that same thing. Ref makes a bad call. The other ref needs to run out and be like, hey, I don't...
Well, this one wasn't even a bad call. It was just I think Tamina fucked up, didn't kick out in time.
Jesus, Tamina.
And they just went with it. They were like, well, we got our music synced up. We got to play it. I don't know.
You know,
yeah,
Kevin Dunn's got that synced up back there.
Yeah. But then right after, Rhea Ripley fights Natalya, just kind of, follow up. Same thing. They've all feuding, blah, blah, blah. Ripley gets the win with her cool submission. I forget what she calls it.
Yeah.
It's like an inverted scorpion deathlock kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that sounds right. What would Excalibur call it?
Then we get an 8-man tag match. Ali, Mansoor, and the New Day taking on Mace, T-Bar, AJ, and Omos. And, standard 8-man, fast-paced. Everyone's getting in there until the big man, Omos, gets tagged in, and he just takes over, wrecks Mustafa Ali, slams him down with a choke slam, gets the big win.
Yeah, we still got big plans for Omos, even though him and AJ have dropped those tag belts. Still big plans for this guy.
Yeah.
He's still booked like a fucking monster, and AJ Styles.
I don't think he's been knocked down yet.
Like just physically knocked down.
Yeah, like he's bounced against the ropes. He's like had a couple claws. I don't think he's ever been taken down off his feet.
Wow.
So they're protecting.
That'll be a
him
big
pretty
moment.
well.
That'll be a big moment when that happens.
Hogan Andre. That's what it'll be.
Yeah, who's gonna get there? Who's gonna be the one to have a Hogan moment on
Slam him?
Omos? Yeah, because someone's got to do it.
Who knows?
Matt Riddle. Calling it here. We're calling it here. Matt Riddle's getting it.
Matt Riddle? That'd be.
I don't know. Someone's got to get it. Someone's got to do it. I don't know. Someone's got.
Why not one of these next two? Because we've got Eva Marie taking on Goody Goody Dewdrop. The long-awaited. We've been screwed out of this match. People were devastated that it was promised and not delivered.
I've actually heard the term referred to as dream match. And I've heard people say it. I've heard people say it in the online wrestling community, saying the words dream match.
Well, wake up, because here it is. Eva Marie, she does okay, puts up a bit of a fight, but Dewdrop just outmuscles her, hits that crossbody to get the win.
That crossbody, which who was it? It was somebody who like tweeted something really creepy or Instagram something really creepy. I think it was Virgil.
About
that crossbody. He loves that cross. It was a photo of Asuka, but she was going to do the crossbody on Asuka, and then the caption was like, "Oh boy, I wish I was Asuka," or something
Okay.
like that. This was one of those like really sad, short little matches.
I think this might be
what.
I think this is it. I think this was the big blow up. I think they're done now. I think they're done.
Man, I don't get the Eva
own.
Marie thing, man. I just don't get it.
I mean, she's not a very good wrestler.
She's not good at all. You don't have to say very. You don't have to say not very. She's good in. She's good in the sense that she's better than both you and I. So I guess in that sense, then hey,
I disagree. I don't think she is. But I think in a way that she still draws heat, because people are like, you don't deserve this. You don't belong to be here.
Right. So she's
not in an inspiring way like Rudy, but like. I don't know. I'm not saying she's good. I love her hair. She's in the shooting running for that.
She's definitely in the
so.
running. Consistently pink hair is definitely...
That pink takes a lot of work.
Oh man, I can imagine. Constant dyeing and the conditioners and the...
If you want one good Eva Marie match, look up her facing Bayley for the NXT title, and you can kind of get an idea where the crowd is just so.
But was it good because of Bayley?
Mostly, but I mean, Eva played her part.
Okay.
Played her part.
We'll check it out.
Because the crowd is just so terrified that this woman could win the title, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Every near fall, you're like,
"We'll get the network and we'll check it out. But it's time for our main event.
Well, there was one quick thing. We got a backstage promo from Karrion Kross without the mask.
Wasn't it something about like masks are like blah or something?
Yeah, it was kind of vague.
He's like ba da ba ba, za ba ba ba.
At the very end, he said, "Fall and pray."
So we're done with TikTok because TikTok reminds us too much of TikTok. So we've moved over to Fallen Prey, which is kind of like
Scarlett's line, So maybe it's finally we're all just waiting.
No,
for
I feel like they
Scarlett
more
to
just
show up.
stole it from her instead.
So what are they gonna do? What? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Either way,
Fallen Prey, burn it down, hurt and heal. There's sort of these three syllables, the three syllables of professional wrestling. But it's our main event time. So let's not tarry any further. Let's just get to it. We have our WWE champion, Bobby Lashley. Remember when Leo Rush would do that? Bobby Lashley.
Leo Rush, yeah.
Take it on. The Rand Man, Randy Orton. Randy Orton looking to become, like a 14, 15, 16-time WWE champ?
15 or 16. Yeah, 15, I think. He's up there, second most next to John Cena.
Amen.
So that's what we got. The biggest prize in the industry on the line here, the WWE title. And yeah, pretty good match. Just evenly fought. Randy getting some big near falls. Goes for the RKO, but Lashley reverses it into a spear. But Randy kicks out of that. So Lashley tries to go for the hurt lock, but Orton manages to escape. And then he hits the RKO. But that damn MVP, he's on the outside. He drags Lashley to the apron, so he's not able to make the cover. So then Riddle comes out here. He goes after MVP. Orton RKO's MVP on the floor. Crowd super pumped, cheering for Randy. He gets back in the ring, but then he eats another spear from Lashley. This time, that gets him the 3 to retain the title.
Just like that.
But he's not done.
No, he's not.
Yeah. He's not done. He beats up Riddle. He starts slamming Orton. He puts Orton through the announce table. But as he put Orton through the table, Bobby appears to hurt his leg. He tweaked it. And I got to say, at first, I was like, wow, is this real or not? He was doing a good job. So Big E's limping. He climbs back into the ring. And then Big E comes out with his money in the bank. He promised this. He's ready to cash in. But Lashley's refusing. He's injured. Big E just slaps him in the face. I think we went to commercial break, didn't we?
Yeah, we go to commercial break sort of right before the quote match could begin.
Yeah, they left you hanging. Like, is he too injured? Are they going to start the match? We don't know.
We go to commercial break and come back, and that's when Big E slaps him. Then the ref calls for the bell.
Slap. Ring.
Slap. Ding. The match is on. Big E taking on Bobby Lashley for this WWE Championship. Lashley gets the offense in early, though. Pounding away. When we do, we're all scared. We're going to get another Corbin. We're going to get another not going to work Big E. But Big E's
got the crowd chanting.
Not only has he got the crowd, Big E's taking out that injured knee a lot, too.
That's right.
I love it when a babyface does some smart shit. Like, oh, they're injured. Yeah. I'm going to go after the injury. Boom. Love seeing it. I think Lashley gets a spear in there. Big E kicks out at the absolute 2.99.
Yeah, last
997 maybe. There was maybe a bit of wiggle room in there.
Little wiggle room.
Big E gets up.
That's the count.
Yeah, Big E gets to his feet. He hits the big ending, and he gets the win. We have a brand new WWE champion.
Woo! First time ever for Mr. Big E. Huge celebration. Obviously, the New Day come running out. Crowd's going nuts. They're going nuts. Everyone's just happy. Excellent moment. One of the most beloved men in the locker room, apparently. So, yeah, just a very good feel-good ending to Raw, which at the same time should spice up that title scene a good bit, having Big E in there.
And, Big E now making himself, speaking of the brand-to-brand invitational, he's on Raw now. He got that championship. Hey, but he could show up on SmackDown and be like, hey, I don't rather... He can do whatever he wants. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I feel like, he has to at least show up on SmackDown this week just to be like, hey, look what I got.
Look what I got. Congrats to Big E. God, you know what? And you got to say, it was a pretty damn good episode of Monday Night Raw. Also,
yeah, I think
between this and SmackDown, this kind of felt like the first, 2 shows in a week where they kind of like gave the fans what they wanted. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it was definitely noticeable. One of the best weeks.
AEW's been doing a month of giving the fans exactly what they want in both in both matches and these returns and great things all across the board, right? Heels winning, babyfaces winning, all that kind of shit. But the crowd's been loving every second of it. And WWE needs that right now.
Yeah.
Need to get that demo back.
On this night, that's right. And on this night, they did the right thing, and very memorable episode.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Great.
Good stuff.
Well, after Monday Night Raw, it's Tuesday night. It's time for God. I almost feel like we need a brand new theme song because this isn't a normal edition of NXT. This is NXT 2.0.
NXT. What does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT. Watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. 2.0.
I'm sticking with it, baby. So, is that part of that now? Like the name? Like it's
I think it's what it's called.
It's now even though the NXT 2.0 championship.
I don't think they go that far. I think like NXT is the brand. The show is called NXT 2.0. Like it's not Raw. It's NXT 2.0.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Either way. This is like the fourth version of NXT if we want to get technical.
And Mike, it feels like once a year we have a new show. We just had the first episode of Rampage, the first episode of Dynamite, when SmackDown moved to Fridays, and now this. We're just full of first shows all over here on the podcast. So yeah, brand new NXT in a more full sail sized type of venue. But with a much bigger Titantron.
Yeah, everything, they teased.
The crowd is really well lit.
Yeah, they're kind of, the front row's elevated a bit, so they're not on the floor. And, just everything's white and colorful, the whole set. Like, everything was teased as we thought, so. Yeah, no more black and gold, black and yellow.
Black and yellow, black and yellow. We said goodbye to the black and gold brand and kicked off with this this palette of professional wrestling. I guess earlier on in the day, we do have to say, Samoa Joe came out. I should really not start a sentence like Samoa Joe came out. Samoa Joe posted a video on his Instagram page that he has to relinquish that NXT championship that he just won due to injury. Apparently a significant enough injury if he can't wrestle again. God, should this guy just never wrestle again? I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the match wasn't overly physical. It was only like 12 minutes or something. He had a couple big moves, but it's not a good sign. And it sucks, just in general.
Yeah, not only... also, this belt has been vacated only 3 times, and 2 of them were kind of, in the past kind of year, between Karrion Kross and then now Samoa Joe. What this means, Mike, is that our previously anticipated fatal 4-way for a determined number 1 contender between Tommaso Ciampa, Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly, and LA Knight is now just flat out, hey, who wants it? So we know later on in the night we're getting Ciampa, we're getting Peter Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly, LA Knight. Some big names to highlight a big show.
Yeah. So we start off the show. They just kind of show all 4 men cutting promos backstage. And during LA Knights, he gets interrupted by this newcomer, Braun Breaker. So he challenges him to a match, which is, I'd say, not very smart when you're fighting for the title later on tonight, man. Why would you want to fight?
I agree. It seemed dumb.
Yeah, especially for a heel. But so that's what we kick off with. Knight taking on this Braun Breaker, who some people may know as Rex Steiner, son of Rick Steiner.
Oh, is this a Steiner?
Yeah, this is a Steiner.
Wow.
So he is, of course, a big dude, but the crown was behind LA Knight in this one. So or at least at first. But the breaker, he wins him over. He had some nice power moves. Hits a massive gorilla press power slam to get the win. Upset win. 3 count.
Yeah, upset win. Weird booking decision, but then I have to remember, God, this isn't the NXT we're used to. This is a brand new NXT where we're going to be seeing a lot of new faces. We're gonna have to remember a lot of new names. And suddenly, LA Knight looked far less worthy of a title match later to come, which sucks because when I told you, when I heard that message, I'm like, LA Knight's got to be the dude. He's got to be the guy to get the win. But then you check his Wikipedia page, and he's 39 years old. You're like, there's no way a 39-year-old is going to win this championship anytime soon. And that's just that.
I don't know. We'll have to get an age check on some other guys.
They're all late 30s. It's the weirdest thing.
So there you go. Then we got Imperium taking on Briggs and Jensen. Just more newcomers here. They had a country vibe to them, I guess you'd say.
I would say.
Just a couple big dudes. They were pretty decent in the ring, but eventually Eichner hits a big double underhook suplex off the top rope to get the 3.
Yeah, in another one of these, honestly, as soon as Buddy Brecker... Also, weird choice to name somebody Braun right after you... it's funny, it's spelled different. It's spelled differently.
Yeah.
But bold
weird.
choice,
why not just go
right?
with Steiner?
Yeah, why not keep Steiner and then Braun? There's so many names.
Yeah.
And you had to pick Braun.
Weird.
Yeah. Honestly, after that match, I thought to myself, like, hey, these new guys are going to fucking go over on Imperium, too.
Yeah, but not quite, I guess.
They did. Not quite. There were
Balance it out.
There were a lot of matches on this episode of NXT.
This whole show was, heavy on matches.
Heavy on 3-minute or less matches. So let's just get to our next one. Hit Row. They're out here to support B-Fab.
Making her official in-ring debut.
Taking on Katrina Cortez.
Yeah, we've seen her once or twice randomly with the mask, You may or may not remember.
With the mask.
But, yeah, she's here just to do the job. Fab just kind of dominates. A little, you can tell she's still green. Nothing to... she was okay, though. She ends up hitting the big Rude Awakening neckbreaker to get the win. And then she cuts a promo and gets interrupted by Elektra Lopez. So they're gonna fight.
B-Fab did not look good in this match.
She's
Cortez. They're both still pretty green, but hey, that was NXT. It's NXT 2.0. Nobody's ever. I feel like the slogan for the new NXT should be NXT. No one's ever done this before. Because we're gonna start. Like we said, there's a lot of performers who have never performed on a circuit, which is why they're here, right? Which is what Vince wants. He wants dudes that they build themselves in their own style and their own ways. We're not allowed to say the word indies.
Yeah, no, B-Fab's got some work to do, but at least she's surrounded by good company in Hit Row.
Amen.
We head backstage where the groomsmen, because don't forget, we got a wedding going on tonight.
Oh, we got a wedding. I didn't even bring it up. Oh, my God. How did I forget? Jesus Christ. Well, I didn't forget. I saw it. But I should have opened up with that. That was the hottest part about the whole episode.
Yeah, this could be your main event. This could get top billing over your title match. We'll find out. But the groomsmen, they're all here. Johnny, Cameron Grimes, they're getting ready. When in walks the returning Austin Theory. The long lost son. We haven't seen him in months since he ran away from home. But he's back. And he brought something with him. Because you can't have a wedding without a priest. And in walks Damian Priest. Nice little chuckle there. And he's like, I'm just here for the party. I
didn't know he was so close with, Damian Priest, his NXT run to me is just famously capped with, there's the photo of him in a hot tub with like women all around him. And he's got like champagne in one hand. And I'm like,
and he's still wearing his full pants.
Yeah. He's still wearing his full leather getup. I'm like, yeah, that's Damian Priest, I guess.
Yeah.
So
he's
it
here
makes
to-
sense that he would want to return for the party.
Yeah. Then up next, we had Carmelo Hayes come out, and he's got this new guy with him, who he introduces as Trick Williams. This whole segment was pretty not that good, you know. Trick cuts a promo, but he was kind of stumbling. His timing wasn't that great. He was passionate, I guess, but his catchphrase, "We bout it," I don't know. Wasn't landing for me.
No,
he kept saying, "We bout it."
No, it didn't land. No, the whole thing kind of missed the mark. No, honestly, what the whole thing felt like was a way to turn Carmelo Hayes heel.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because he has his contract still, and he's teasing what he's going to do with that. I thought maybe he's going to be like, okay, I'm going to go for the tag titles with this guy. But then they started arguing with each other, so I don't know what's going on. And then Duke Hudson came out, and Trick didn't like him, so they beat him down. Yeah. I don't know. We never knew what Duke Hudson was
Like
coming
we
out
said,
for,
this is the brand new NXT. God, is NXT going to become the new Raw?
we'll see. It seems like it's Dark Elevation right now.
It seems like it's Dark
a lot of new
Elevation
guys
right
to
now,
squash us.
and I just gotta say we don't cover Dark Elevation, so
No. But let's see. We've still got some big stuff coming. Maybe the second half here.
Okay.
We got Team KC taking on Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. But during the match, in the middle of it, we cut to a picture-in-picture because Kyle O'Reilly's warming up for that big main event match when he gets jumped in the locker room by Dunn and Ridge Holland and those goons. So they beat up Kyle, but then some guy comes up and saves him. We don't really know who it is. We'll find out. We cut back to the ring.
A mystery savior.
Yeah. Back in the ring, though, Team KC are taking control. They look to hit their finisher when this woman runs out, dressed all in black. She's got a hoodie, a beanie. We can't really see her. She helps them. Yeah, she helps out the heels and takes off the hat to reveal the new look brunette, Mandy Rose, looking more evil than ever. But I'd say it works for her.
Brunette. Wow.
Yeah,
She's
good
no
look.
longer.
I like it.
Doesn't she have? Didn't Corey Graves give her a creepy nickname? The blonde bombshell or something?
Something like that.
Corey Graves can
Corey's
no
always
longer call
thirsting over
her his creepy nickname.
something. But then Saray runs out, so Mandy sneaks off away. But I guess this is where you can tell they're already having a bit of that Raw influence booking, because then they just jump right in and repackage this match into the 6-woman tag. Right?
Classic repackage. It gives you the It gives you like the excuse for a commercial break, right? And then you come back. I mean, we're not too far from 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah, but you know what? This was actually good. The
The
six-woman thing.
second half was definitely
Yeah.
better. The second half of this match got more time than every single other match short of our Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah, they actually let each woman do their thing.
Do
Saray
a thing.
do at least a couple things. Saray still looking pretty protected, looking strong in there. The crowd even chanted, "This is awesome" at one point. So they got it going. Eventually things come down to Mandy and Carter, and Mandy hits the perfect C trigger to get the pinfall. Yeah, Mandy's getting pretty good. I like her.
Yeah, Mandy's she's maybe found a little niche here in the NXT 2.0.
Yeah, new look. She's got her posse. She could be one of the main players.
I mean,
As Raquel, we haven't really seen
Vince
Raquel
is gonna love her. Vince loves her.
Vince already knows her. Yeah. So then we go backstage where William Regal gives us the unfortunate news that Kyle O'Reilly is no longer cleared to compete in this Fatal 4-Way match. So taking his place will be that mysterious savior, the newcomer Von Wagner.
Another
Getting a huge-
newcomer.
Yeah, huge opportunity though. Title match in his first go.
Title match in his first go. LA Knight, injured from Braun Breaker. Breaker?
Brun. I think it Brun?
Braun.
Breaker?
I think it still is Braun.
I don't know. Well, we're going to learn their names.
Oh, God, do I have to? And then Von Wagner, who turns out to be Matt Bloom's son, of all people.
Oh, okay.
So it's nice to see that Matt Bloom is still booking up there at the top of the food chain there at NXT.
Yep. Then we had Ridge Hall in take on Drake Maverick, and Ridge just destroys poor Drake and hits the Northern Grit, gets the win.
God, and another quick one. But at least I knew both these guys, so that was something.
Yeah, this one kind of had a reason to be quick. They seem to be building up Ridge a bit. Then we get this vignette. We cut to the city scene of Chicago, where this Italiano guy, Tony D'Angelo, just starts talking to us. He's doing his accent. Hey, what are you doing? Bada boom. Not quite Enzo Amore, but kind of. He just talks about, I was an amateur wrestler, but there was no money in that, so I came here to NXT. So, Tony D'Angelo.
Tony D'Angelo's coming, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Aren't you excited?
Yeah.
This is Tony motherfucking D'Angelo.
To me, it just felt like Enzo Amore light.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. Then we get some tag team. The Creed brothers of the Diamond Mine taking on Dan Jarman and Trevor Skelly. You may never hear those names again. But they may not be alive, because these Creed brothers, man, these guys are strong. They were just fucking around. There was one nasty spot where he picked up the guy upside down, just threw him in the corner, and he landed on his head. Just dropped straight down. Didn't look good.
Physical.
Yeah. But, man, these guys, a lot of beef. Just hitting big suplexes, big clotheslines. Eventually, just get the win. Malcolm Bivens gets on the mic afterwards, puts over the Diamond Mine. Then he introduces us to the newest member, Ivy Nile, who this tough-looking girl. She's got a big chain around her neck. Not a jewelry chain, like a padlock chain, and she's got some massive guns on her arms, too. She flexes. This woman looks tough, so she's part of the gang. But then Kushida comes out. He's finally back. Says, everyone in the ring, you talk too much. Roddy Strong, I'm ready. So next week, we're getting that long-awaited.
Finally! Kushida, Roddy. Been waiting for this this is the one feud that's carried over to NXT 2.0. Hopefully, okay.
Should be good.
Should be good. Whatever. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. glad that Kushida is back and able to perform.
Yeah. So hopefully we can get this Cruiserweight title back in gear. But let's go, because we've got a vacant NXT Heavyweight Championship here to be decided. Pete Dunne, LA Knight, Tommaso Ciampa, and Von Wagner all vying for this title here. So like I said, really just throwing Wagner to the wolves here. This is a big match, but he's a big fella. So, early on, though, the crowd booing him, probably thinking, hey, what are you doing? You're getting in the main event just like that?
The crowd's probably thinking, we don't want you to actually win.
Yeah, we don't want you to win. So, but he did fine. The other three guys, they carried a lot of the match, and it was just, hot, fast-paced, crowd's getting into it. Ciampa, at one point, he hits this big corkscrew tope, and on the way down, I think he elbows LA Knight hard right in the side of the head, because he's immediately busted open and just bleeding pretty good there.
Oh, that's where it happened. Okay.
I think that's where I caught it, yeah, because afterwards, just boom, blood everywhere. Back in the ring, Dunne hits the bitter end on Ciampa, goes for the pin, but Knight jumps in, breaks it up, and then Wagner hits Knight with an Olympic slam to get a big 2 count. That almost had me fooled for a second. I was like, oh my God, they wouldn't. They wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
But it was a nice Olympic slam. I'll give him that. So then you see the ref. He goes to 10 to Knight. He's bleeding in the corner. But then Wagner gets a hold of him, hits this big twisting double underhook slam. Ciampa breaks up the pin. And then he hits LA Knight with the fairy tale ending. And just like that, he gets the 3 count. New champion, Tommaso Ciampa.
And new. 2-time now.
2-time. He never lost it the first time. He had to relinquish it due to injury.
Oh, he's never actually lost the title. Yeah, and this was after a match, after a night, rather, of way too many short squashes. It was great. It was a real breath of fresh air to have a 10-minute match. Yeah, Wagner. God, how are we saying this?
Von Wagner?
Von Wagner. Because I want to say Wagner. Juan Wagner. Juan.
Yeah.
Fake. Fuck this guy. Fuck him. He was shoehorned in there in the first place. Limited role fighting the top talent. When it comes down to Peter Dune and Tommaso Ciampa, the veteran will be the one to lead NXT 2.0. And
I thought Dunn was going to take it. Ciampa, he wasn't. Everyone loves Ciampa, but I just thought Dunn, he hasn't had his time, so I guess not.
Well, now Peter Dune feels, like kind of like an odd one out almost. I guess he has Ridge Holland. I guess he has kind of like a faction to lead or whatever, but
yeah. Well, Kyle's going to come after him for
there's a couple
here.
factions already going on, right? Already going strong. So, God.
But that's not all, folks, because we've still got one more thing to get to. We've got the beauty of holy matrimony.
So right around now was when I was like, wait, what? And I realized, the wedding is going to be our main event. Hell yeah, I would pay it. I would pay for a ticket if the main event's going to be a wedding. But what I also thought in my mind was, we're heading to this wedding. Time's running out. Nothing about MSK. MSK did not show up on a rebranded version of the show where they are the tag team champions. And that's saying something.
Or Raquel Gonzalez.
No Raquel Gonzalez. Remember our women's champ. Instead, it felt like we just had a list of squash matches. I mean, we had BFAB.
Like I said,
we had BFAB in the other one.
It was like 3/4 of the episode was Dark Elevation. And then the other quarter was like classic NXT.
Weird, eh? You think they would just pop out like this huge show with the huge rebrand.
Yeah. I don't know. They seem like they're just trying to throw as many new guys out there as possible. But this ending segment, this is something that they've been building for months. This love story. Indy and Dexter, forbidden love, Romeo, Juliet, all that. And I can see now why they put this on last. They had to strip down the ring, get all the ropes out of there. Everything's set up. A beautiful setting. The music plays. All the guests are coming out, dressed up. The grizzled young vets looking as sharp as I've ever seen them in their nice suits. They actually had the guests sit in the ring, which I've never seen.
I've never seen that. It looked more like a proper.
It was nice. Yeah,
a proper wedding. I do like all the guys dressed, all the groomsmen dressed in the Dexter Loomis outfit.
Yeah. So they're all there. Dexter's looking sharp in his suit, and then the big music hits, and you got to give credit to the crowd. Everyone was respectful. They all stood up for the beautiful bride, Indy Hartwell, as she is walked to the ring by her father, not her father, Johnny Gargano. Her television idol father, to give her away. And Indy is selling it. She just looks so happy. She looks like she's on the verge of tears. The minister, he does his shtick, starts, saying, this is where we learn Dexter's full name, Dexter Gaylord Loomis, which I'm sure had Vince McMahon laughing his ass off.
It's funny because it's Gaylord.
Yeah. And Indy Ophelia Hartwell. So, yeah. So, we do our thing. Johnny then asks for the rings. Or he asks Austin for the rings. He's like, we're in a ring, silly. But then Ikemen Jiro stands up. He opens his coat. He's got the rings underneath. So, hey, there you go.
A lot of silliness going on here.
Silliness.
Waiting for the tension to break.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we get to the big tension moment that everyone knows. The classic, if anyone has anything to say, speak now. Forever hold your peace. A bunch of people raise their hands. But then Dexter just opens up his coat to brandish a very sharp-looking throwing axe. And everyone just lowers their hands. So then Indy, she shares her vows. says Dexter is misunderstood. He's not a creep. He's a teddy bear, a caring man with a well-groomed mustache. And she starts telling a saucy story about him sneaking into her bedroom, but they cut it off. And anyways, you understand me. I understand you. I cannot wait to spend the rest of our lives together. I love you. Big applause. The crowd, like I said, they were respectful. They were behind this wedding.
They were behind it. They were waiting. They were waiting for it.
Then we go to Dexter's vows. He pauses and then gives a simple thumbs up. But the priest says, "That's it? No vows? Your bride just poured her heart out and you don't have anything at all?"
By the way, the priest
like,
was Beth Phoenix. The officiant.
No, she didn't
was
step
Beth
up
Phoenix.
yet.
That wasn't her yet?
Not yet. At first they had a regular priest.
Oh, okay.
Because this is where he goes up to Dexter. He's like, "Oh, come on." Yeah. But then Dexter puts him in the silence.
Oh,
knocks
this
him out.
was where. Right, okay.
Yeah. So he gets knocked out, and they're like, "Who's going to fill in?" The crowd chants Regal, and he's like, "No." Anyways, Beth Phoenix, she steps up, like you said, to finish the job. Because she thought ahead. She's like, something like this might happen. So I went online. I got ordained. So it's official. Let's cut to the chase. And then a man stands up and says, "Did somebody say Andre Chase?" No, nobody said that. Crowd boos him. Just a weird little joke thrown in there.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't know. Didn't really do much. Finally, Beth asks Indy if she takes Dexter as her husband. She says, "I do." Puts the ring on Dexter. Beth then asks Dexter if he takes Indy as his wife. There's a pause. Beth says, "We'll take that as a yes." But then Dexter covers the microphone. And he grabs his and says, "I." And then a gasp, like, "Oh." And then "do." And then "woo!" Big roar from the crowd. His first words spoken. He gives her the ring. Beth pronounces them husband and wife. They share a passionate kiss, and he carries her off. Everything went smooth. Just a happy ending. Happy marriage.
I've never seen it. Has there ever been a professional wrestling wedding that's ended so beautifully and so matrimoniously?
Yeah, it really was perfect. I mean, yeah, nobody fucked it up. The crowd was happy. Everyone looked happy.
Like, as the tension was building, I was waiting for whatever that was going to be. And as we got further and further along in the proceedings, I had to say to myself, this might not be happening.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a bad thing.
And I think afterward, and there was also a moment maybe right after this, we're backstage, Tommaso Ciampa, Braun Breaker shake hands. Because I guess number one contender, you know how that shit works. And our NXT 2.0 finishes off on quite possibly the very first good ending. Wedding.
Perfect wedding on wrestling.
And a wedding that didn't end in somebody getting slammed, something getting ripped, some type of edible material falling on top of you, some type of inedible material falling on top of you. All those things. Yeah. Wow. And that's 2.0.
Yeah. I mean, it's certainly, there certainly were different feels to a lot of the show, but certain things were the same as well. So, yeah, it was like NXT 1.75.
Well,
wasn't fully.
That might just be what it all is. And that was NXT. Hey, can't wait till next week. We'll see if it turns up to be slightly better than Dark. Let's finish off the show. We only have time for one more thing, and that is, of course, to give you a Wrestler of the Week.
With the Wrestler of the Week, of the Week. Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. Wrestler of the Week, of the Week, of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
Mike, how about you kick us off on this one?
All right. Well, yeah, this one, I guess it was pretty easy. The big moment, the big win, the big title match, the big E is the Wrestler of the Week for me.
Yeah, like you said, he deserves it. He won. Anytime there's a cash-in and it's successful, and we've had kind of a recent string of unfortunate cash-ins. There was the Otis, then the trial that went to the Miz, which was maybe more fun in retrospect than I'm thinking about. Asuka was just sort of given the title. Before that, it was Brock when he came in at the last second, and then it was Braun Strowman who cashed in in a planned match in Saudi. It was all a bunch of bullshit. You know how that shit goes.
Yeah. No, this was a good cash in, and we got a small little match out of it. It wasn't just like, boom, I hit you, boom, it's over.
Exactly. We got a little bit of something. Big E, you are the unanimous wrestler of the week. Hey, but look at us. 4 consecutive weeks. We're sitting there on the unanimous spectrum. Wow.
Hey.
Ho, ho.
Yeah, it's been a good month of wrestling, that's for sure.
It really has been. And guess what? We haven't even gone to Saudi yet. So just wait until that. Thanks for listening, folks. Rate, review, like, subscribe. The show is everywhere. We'll be back next week. Hey, I think next week is episode 150.
Hey, look at that.
Ho, ho. Would you look at that? Okay, Mike. Thanks for listening, everyone. Mike, you take care of yourself.
Have a good one.